Basically, the average rate at which human beings in societies to adapt to change over time, it has a constant, slightly positive slope. It's very gradual. That's how we adapt as human beings in society. But technology, in the Middle Ages, it's kind of flat, and then the scientific revolution, and then the tech revolution, and now it's going straight north. So the lines have crossed, and now technology, I would say, is evolving faster than the average human being can adapt. And I think that's the great challenge. How do we lift the adaptation line? How do companies do it? How do governments do it? How do parents do it? And how do schools do it? Lift that adaptation line to meet technology with where it's going. Well, the most important thing is whatever you're investing in infrastructure and education, in physical capital and human capital. They're the two great enablers. And every job is moving up in the world. It requires more skill, to do. And therefore, if you aren't enabling your population to keep moving up, then they're going to be challenged by this age of acceleration. So getting your infrastructure right, getting your education right, so people not only can get good K-12 education, but be lifelong learners is more important than ever. Well, we're in a main change of the climate. We're going from later to now, in terms of the environment. 50 years ago in Brazil, you could save that part of the Amazon today or tomorrow or next week or next year. The threat wasn't that great. So today, you can't do that anymore. Later is now officially over. We don't know when the last tree you chop down in the Amazon will flip it into a savanna, but we know we're getting there. So later is over, and that's a climate change. We're going through a climate change in globalization. The world's going from interconnected to interdependent. That's a climate change, because in an interdependent world, your friends start to be able to kill you faster than your enemies, and your rivals falling becomes more dangerous than your rivals rising. If China were to stumble economically tomorrow, that would be a disaster for Brazil, much more than if China took 6 islands in the South China Sea. And we're going through a change in the climate of technology. Every company can and therefore must be able to analyze its data, optimize its services, prophesize, do predictive analytics, customize just for you, and digitize and automatize any job, product, or service. So all of those are, you put them all together, that's a great deal of change all at the same time in globalization, climate, and the technology every company needs to leverage to thrive in this age of acceleration. Well, there's only really one way to do it, and that's you got to wake up every morning as a leader and as a parent and ask the question, what world am I living in? What are the big trends in this world, and how do I align more of my people? How do I enable them to be aligned with these trends to get the most out of them and cushion the worst? And that's true for Brazil, it's true for America, it's true for Argentina, it's true for Germany. And the best countries are those who are led by people who wake up every morning and ask that question relentlessly. What world am I living in? How do I enable more of my people to be aligned with it, to get the most out of it, and to cushion the worst?